I got divorced, moved from St. Louis, moved to California, and MTV's like, hey, we want you to host this thing called MTV Sports Music Festival. And then ESPN saw me do that, which led to ESPN gig for a while. So it was the television coverage that made it go into like what it became. There was an interest because before we were a nuisance.
This is back to your story.
Is
get the logos in there.
So
JT, the monster,
so bringing this guy on, right? It transformed the entire podcast because what happened is during the podcast, right? A lot of people might not actually know this. Is
you're not recording, are you?
Well, we are, but it doesn't.
This chair leans forward. Did you know that?
Of course it does.
It's like fucking I'm falling
yes.
like this.
Yeah. It makes people.
It makes you feel like I got a beer gut or something.
It does. Well, you can lift it up or down, but it gives people good posture. Instead of like people just like,
oh man, fuck that! I want to kick back, bruh.
I get you a different chair.
No, I'm kidding.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine,
dude. We can get you a different chair.
I just was gonna say you got a nice studio, but your chair sucks.
No, they do. They do. They literally do. We know that.
Everyone says
everyone fucking says.
Oh, it's not just me.
Okay. No, it's definitely not. I was trying to like sugarcoat. Oh, this is why we do this.
Yeah.
No, it's not why. We need new chairs.
You want me to have a double chin?
No.
So say what you're gonna say. So what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we restarted the podcast, right? I stopped the podcast because my old producer and I, we went our separate ways, right?
Got it. Yeah.
And as you know, and anyone that is in entertainment, right? Doing things on your own is fucking challenging.
Especially editing. That's the hard part.
The entire thing, right?
Yeah.
And so Tyler's actually my brother. It's my wife's brother, but
cool.
I've been with my wife now fucking 18 years now.
Wow.
This kid's 20. So you do.
Well,
math.
you knew him when he was like 2.
Oh no, I knew him when he was like 3 months old.
You were
coming
shitting
out the
your
womb.
diapers.
Like,
did you ever change his diaper?
I did.
You did. You saw his.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I saw his little dingling.
That's gotta be weird right now, dude.
So we went separate ways, but then I'm trying. Come on, man, you're making me blush. Holy shit. So I had to stop the podcast, man, and we were like on this fucking arc, dude. Like we were doing really, really well, and so I never thought I was gonna start it again, right? And it was.
Was the name yours though?
Yeah, it was mine. Everything.
You had to split everything, or no?
No, split nothing.
Yeah,
no,
it was your house.
This
right?
everything is back to your
studio.
story. Everything. Yeah. Right. And so, but I just couldn't find that right person. Because I tried to do it without him, but it was just like physically just impossible. And I still wanted to do like a video thing, right? So, stopped, and it was gone for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And 4 months ago? 5 months ago?
October. It'd be like 5 months.
October, 5 months ago.
I started seeing more. I get it because I kind of felt something like that was going on because I didn't see much of you.
Nothing.
But algorithms. I thought like, well,
of course. Looking at new shit, right?
Yeah.
But now, dude, we're fucking killing it. And so now, I mean, dude, the amount of content that we put out for every single video, right? 7 long form clips, 7 fucking like TikTok reel style clips, and the whole video, and like the whole fucking 9, right? And so,
well, it's hard to be the host and then also be like the producer, the editor, the promoter. All of it. You could do, but like, you could promote your own show. Obviously, that's
of course
not too hard to do. But as far as like editing time, and then you want to be like, it's just. It's consuming so much. So doing anything on your own.
Dude, it's everything. But bringing him on, dude, we're 50-50 partners, brother. Like this is it's as much mine as much as his. So
awesome.
Couldn't do it without him. So
cool.
It's like fucking awesome, man. Salute to you, Tyler.
All those years of changing diapers,
yes.
dude, paid off.
It was probably only like once, and Alyssa probably did 99% of the work. So
did you ever change a diaper and he peed on you?
No, he did not. But
because my son did that to me.
Really?
Yeah, that's what guys do. Guys,
of course.
I have a guy. I have a daughter, and I have a guy and a woman kid. How old's your woman? No, my daughter and my son, they're different.
But your son,
they piss all over the place. Yeah, all the time.
Yes.
I
know either you or Troy or fucking, I don't know. I heard one of you guys.
Not anymore. I'm saying when he's a baby.
No. Your son just comes in your room, pisses on you. It's fucking weird, dude. Shit, man.
Yeah, weird house.
How the fuck have you been, man?
I've been good. This coffee's great,
dude. Laird Hamilton makes the best coffee.
I heard that he trains underwater, and he carries like rocks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
dude.
Because he trained my old buddy Dave Mirra back when Dave was going to fight Brian Deegan at Jason Ellis, the Ellis Mania back in the day. And I think Laird trained him, and Dave told me, bro, I'm like carrying these rocks underwater. And it's like, what's going on?
Dude, you know,
brutal. It's badass.
He will get his sauna up to 225 degrees. He has an Aerodyne inside his sauna, puts oven mitts on.
225 degrees?
220 degrees, something like that.
Wow.
With oven mitts on an Aerodyne bike. This dude's fucking crazy. Wow. And he surfs the biggest waves fucking ever, man.
That's crazy.
Like, it's literally nuts. The guy's insane. So wait, Dave Mirra and Deegan
fought
like a boxing match?
Yeah, but it was probably like the best. I mean, I haven't seen, I'll be real with you, I haven't seen every Ellis Mania and every main event at that, at his event that he does.
Yeah.
But from this to this day, I think the fight between Deegan and Dave was probably one of the best, if not the best, because they were both so ripped and in shape and competitive athletes that it was like they actually, like, I'm not saying dudes don't train to go on that, but like I know, because I know Dave knew Dave really well. He trained hardcore. So they went like with a mission of like, Rocky, let's go,
Dude.
So yeah, the training was like pretty intense for him. So that's every time I think of Laird or hear his name, I think
that's what you think of.
Yeah, always. I was thinking that dude's a beast.
I mean, dude, he's one of the baddest motherfuckers. I mean, just
he carries rocks.
Yeah, underwater.
Dang.
I mean, he's like he everywhere he goes, he carries rocks.
Shit. Yeah, I carry pop rocks.
I carry crack rocks.
Whoa, hey, that's next level. Hey, don't put pop rocks in soda. That's like crack.
It is like crack.
Might kill you. Just kidding.
Fucking hell, man.
They used to say that when we were a kid.
They did. Like you'd put it in the Coke, and they said, "Yes."
I'm a little bit older than you, so when I grew up, pop rocks just came out. It was like the new thing, and they were like, kids like, don't put that stuff in with your Coca-Cola.
Yes.
And we were sitting there shaking like, I'm gonna do it. No, what happened?
Dude,
thank God I never did it. I wouldn't be sitting here.
It's so funny. You grew up during the era of pop rocks. I grew up in the era of crack rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
80s,
Exactly. Thank God I didn't grow up in your era. I wouldn't be here neither.
Jesus. Well, dude, listen to this, man. You say my era, but like think about the era now. Like with
my kids,
fentanyl. Your kids, dude.
I know.
Like, what happened to the good old days when you get a bag of cocaine and it's just cocaine, not fentanyl?
Whatever happened today where you were trick-or-treating, you would just get a rock like Charlie Brown.
Exactly. Dude,
you know what I mean?
They used to, I mean, I don't know. This never happened to me, but
the
they
fentanyl,
said that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, no, that like, because like even when I was a kid, the parents were afraid that they would put like razor blades and shit like that inside candy, but
back in the day,
back in the day.
Well, we'd also go trick or treating. I don't know to God on trick or treating, but we'd go trick or treating. Dude would like give us an apple. Like, bro, we ain't gonna eat your apple.
I know.
What are you injecting that apple?
Fucking dick.
Like bad scientist.
But that was the days when trick or treat, like everyone did it. Like, who the fuck does it now? I mean,
know.
There's like certain areas, but like as a kid, like we would take our pillowcases and fill those fuckers up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it is kind of weird though having not weird, but it could be scary having kids nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I think that's I always tell my kids that all the time. Like, don't do anything stupid. Have fun. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do with fentanyl and all these other things. Or I mean, at one point in time it was like AIDS, and then it was COVID, and now it's fentanyl, and there's always just something there, some demon that's going to take out society. And we're older, so like whatever. But when you have kids, it's different because you're like, you know what I mean. It can play with your head a little bit, or not play with your head, but you just got to be smart with them and tell them like, yo, like, don't do any drugs. I
mean, it's like fucking hard to like tell your kids not to do drugs.
I've never done drugs.
Never.
Oh
my God.
I mean, I could sit here and say I've smoked weed a few times, and I say a few times.
Yeah.
When I rode for Famous, and I'd hang out with Travis, and then we'd hang out with like Be Real and everybody, and then like but that was like not that much.
That's not drugs, man.
No, but I'm saying like I've never done any drugs.
Yeah.
Like
how? Like why?
I just didn't.
Was there like someone in your life that fucking tripped you out about it, or?
No, I mean I saw some people growing up because alcohol had more effects maybe in the environment that I grew up in than other drugs or any drugs. But I saw some people, but I fell in love with riding bikes, man. And like, that was just a natural feeling and punk rock. And so those two things kept me like, you'd always look for music that you could ride to. And I don't know, I was just born that way, man. Like I used to work in this restaurant called Olive Garden. Everybody knows Olive Garden. Mm-hmm. And the waiters and the waitresses or servers, they would say, "Oh, we're going to Mitski's Pizza tonight next door." It's literally like connected. You should come over and have a drink. And I was like, I don't drink. They're like, "Oh, you should come over and hang out." And I was like, no, I'm going to go ride my bike. And, I was only like 17, 18, 19 years old anyways. But they would go over there and drink, and they invite me to come drink. But I just always say no, because I always felt like, well, I'm working this job that I really don't like, and I don't want to go spend all my money on beer and then have to work here again tomorrow to make up for the beer and feel like shit. And no one told me, and I didn't think I was better. I was just like, nah. And that's where bike riding saved my life. Literally, like that's what it was.
Holy shit, man.
And I'm from Kansas City, so I wanted out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
So the only way to get out of Kansas City wasn't to like, I had to save my money to get to this contest, not save it to go drink next door. Dude. So I just looked at it like that logically and said, all right, fuck, I don't need it.
Well, man,
I didn't drink till I was 27 anyways.
What? Shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
27.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a drink on your birthday.
No.
Or get drunk.
No.
Holy shit. No. That's why you look so good, man.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, seriously, straight up,
a lot
dude.
Of Monster and coffee.
Hey, it's better than smoking cigarettes.
No, but I don't know. We got on the drug thing, but like, I don't know. I just to tell your kids that.
Yeah.
To me, my kids aren't gonna. I'm not saying that they're gonna do drugs, but they're not gonna be like me.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've had to learn, because I approach things the way that I approach them. I can't expect them to approach them the way I do. So, I just hope that they make good decisions, and that's all you could hope for, really. They're almost adults, by the way.
Is it? Do you get like afraid every time they leave the house?
No. My daughter's going to start driving soon. That's going to be like, oh man. But no, I trust her. But I think a lot of with kids that people don't tell you is they're going to leave. Yeah. But you don't think you don't ever think about that when they're little, and they're just want to be around you, and they're stoked to be around you. And when they get older, you have, at least me, and maybe I'm just sensitive and I'm a wuss, but you have a detachment issue because they want to grow and be their own. And you're like, well, I thought we were going to kick it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And so that's more or less what I had to deal with.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
you don't ever think, like, I don't have kids yet, but like I don't ever think, I don't know.
And I've been single 10 years. So I've raised them single, and I've still been single. So I don't have any relationship, which has been by choice, which is fine.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, when they're with their mom for a few days or something, I'm like,
it's hard.
I feel like I have to be somewhere, do something. Then I'm starting to realize now that, like, well, I'm way better at it now, but in the beginning, that's why I would get upset.
Yeah.
And when they left, because I wanted to be with them, and then I couldn't be selfish anymore and say, okay, you go, be you, just make good decisions.
Man, it just everything that you're saying though shows like you're a good dad, man.
Try to be. I yell at him too. They'll tell you that. No. But yeah, man, it's crazy world, but man, you got to make good decisions.
Yeah.
But look, dude, how many times have you done something, or anyone listening done something over and over, and then you reach a point in your life where you're like, okay, you've been married 3 times, Rick. Maybe you should stop getting married. But if someone would have said, you shouldn't do that the first time, like, you don't know what you're talking about. People got to learn on their own, man.
They do. They do.
Even your kids, they got to learn on their own.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking does. Like,
Period.
When people will tell you something, you're like, yeah, like, especially like your parents, like, oh, I fucking got this.
Yeah.
No, bitch, you don't fucking got this. Like, you don't got this. I mean, seriously, man, if I would have just listened to some of the things that, my mom or my dad told me when I was younger, I probably it would have saved me a world of pain and them as well.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just being
But it's
human.
life. Yeah. Absolutely. Because it made me who I am today.
Which you can't stand.
No. It's true.
Just mad at myself. God damn it.
Fucking hell, Rick. So, man, what the fuck have you been up to, though?
Man, I've been.
What's new?
Well, it's been a few years since I've been in here.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still writing nonstop. And
I love that.
Still doing music nonstop. And I got into comedy, and I started doing comedy. I think when I came here, I'd done a little bit of comedy. Yes. During COVID, I didn't do anything because I was writing and I didn't know where to go with it. I was so new that I didn't know what I know now.
Yeah.
And so I just started doing more comedy, and then now I got my own show that I've been doing. Check this out. I did a show at the Rainbow Bar and Grill upstairs.
Uh-huh.
I did 5 shows there. And then that ended, and now I have a new show out in Redlands that I do. It's called Rick Thorne's Comedy Jam. My buddies own a bar out there. It's banging out there. The night's great. And I started booking a lot of shows. Like, I've done some shows with like, say, at the Bourbon Room, or Supernova comedy or you know, these different comedy nights. And I've been on the bill with big comics. So I'm learning like about what comedy, like I did with everything else that you do, is it's not like, oh, you got to learn how to do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You got to learn how to tell a joke, and I'm still learning, and I'm still developing my style. But that's what I've been really into a lot, because the thing with comedy is you don't need anything, but like we could do comedy right now.
Yeah.
I don't need any bike or gear or band or accessory or anyone's help or nothing. You just, and that's what I like about doing comedy when I can't do the other things, because I'm always searching for that like creative outlet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so with that, it comes like, you know, okay, like tonight, I'm going to go down to the Bourbon Room. A punk rock karaoke's playing. And they're friends of mine. I don't know if you know about punk rock karaoke.
No, I don't.
Okay, punk rock karaoke is Greg Hedson.
Pull it up. Punk rock karaoke.
Yeah, it's Greg Hedson from like Circle Jerks.
Yes.
Darren Pfeiffer from Goldfinger. Stanley from the Dickies. Randy from Pennywise. Sometimes they have Noodles from Offspring.
Yeah.
And what they do is that they play a song.
Oh,
okay?
shit.
Yeah. Like, check it out. They play a song, you sing it. And so they've been doing this for a while, and they book like a lot. And so even during COVID, actually, we did something for an online thing with them. So they're just good friends of mine. And they did a thing with Tony Hawk actually too.
Oh, no way, dude. That's freaking awesome. And where's it at?
Yeah. Tonight it's at the Bourbon Room.
And so they're just all over.
Yeah, they book everywhere. But like the thing is that like you could go, anyone goes there and anyone signs up. So they have a list of songs they play.
Yeah.
And you could get up there and you sing the song with the band. And it's just a fun time. And so I saw they were playing because I've been doing shows at the Bourbon Room. Yeah. And so then I was like, oh man, I'll come down and sing with you guys.
And there's some fucking OGs up there, man.
Oh yeah, it's great, dude. It's sick. And speaking of Tony Hawk, Tony could sing, dude.
Really?
Oh, dude, you should listen to that song.
Oh my. Okay, we'll check it out.
He actually recorded a EP.
Okay.
A vinyl EP with them.
Dude, talking about Tony Hawk, that picture, bro.
I know.
Let's go.
Well, since I seen you, we did two.
Okay.
We did the first one.
Where can we pull it up? Your Instagram?
I guess so. Yeah, my Instagram. But you won't be able to see both of them.
Fuck. Just go. Can you go to Rick Thorne's Instagram?
So the first one was Tony grinding, me grinding underneath Tony.
Yes.
And we did that about 2 years ago or something. And then the new one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. And then the new one, I hit him up and I said, hey man, you want to do the sequel to this? Because I thought it'd be cool if you're a collector, you could have both side by side, you know? And then so the new one is like me going over him. Okay, scroll. You got to scroll down like quite a bit. I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah, you guys just, whoa, fuck.
Yeah, I know. I post a lot. Right there. There you go. Oh, that one. Right? No,
one over.
one over.
Boom.
No, the other way. Well, that's
a video.
That's a video, yeah. So that's a card we released.
Fuck, dude. That's a card?
Yeah, I got one in my car. I'll give you.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. It's like, and so what we did is we gave half of the proceeds away to the Tyree Nichols GoFundMe to build a skate park in his name.
I'm sorry. Who's Tyree Nichols? I read about it, but I didn't read about him.
He unfortunately got, he was a skateboarder, but that's not why I don't think the things happened that happened to him. But he unfortunately, the cops had killed him.
Yes, I do.
Or beat him for no reason.
Yes.
And then he had passed away a few days later. And then when that got out, I was like, oh, and he was a skater.
Yeah.
It was like right around the time I was saying to Tony, hey, do you want to do this card? And we just said, well, this is kind of like, we could do that to help this as well.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Crazy.
Holy shit. Dude.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's heavy. Good for you guys though.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's the thing about like, you ask what you're doing, you got to set goals always. And so if you set goals like with comedy or music or your podcast or riding or whatever. So everything that I've learned has been through bike riding. You know what I mean? Like you set goals and shit. The only thing that I'm not good at in my life, I feel like I could do anything. I could produce, I could do a show, I could be on a show, I could whatever. But the only thing that I have a hardest time with is keeping a relationship.
Why?
I don't know. And that's the thing why I've chosen to stay single. And now I've been single for so long that it's just normal.
Yeah.
That like I want to go on the road and I want to perform because I couldn't do that raising kids.
Yeah.
And the last thing I do is jump into something and have to feel like I have to answer to somebody because I've been answering to somebody my whole life.
Do you feel
even with kids in a different way.
Do you feel like it's because you've put these things in your life first always, and the woman's always come second?
No, it's the other way around. I think I people please too much.
Okay.
Because I was afraid to be alone. Yeah. And then, you have that guilt of like, I have this house. So am I supposed to enjoy it by myself? Yeah. That's how I used to be and think. And then when I reprogrammed, did I talk about this before? No. I reprogrammed the way I think. Okay, this is some wild shit. So you're going to be like, how does this work? But I'll tell you. You can reprogram the way you think and the things you think you need in life if you're honest with yourself. Because when you learn about how your brain works, I'm going to take this whole nother way. If you learn how your brain works, your subconscious mind never goes to sleep. It only gives you what you think and say. You don't even have to say it. You just think it. Like when you meet someone and they always say they're tired, they're always going to be tired because your subconscious mind is going to seek tired for them. If you say, oh, I'm broke, someone says, I'm broke. They're always going to be financially struggling because your subconscious mind is sending you that. Now you say, what are you talking about, Rick? Oh, you're high on your hog. You got all this stuff. Blah, blah. No, I'm just like you. I'm like anyone else. In order to be successful and get where you want to go, you need to learn how your own personal thinking is because it affects your path in life. And what affects your path is your subconscious mind. So you learn how to talk to it. Yeah. So when I grew up, and probably to this day, I don't even hear it too much, but people used to say, don't fall asleep in front of the TV. I never really understood what that meant. Do you know what that means?
No. I mean, I know you shouldn't do it.
But the reasons why?
Well, because your mind is constantly going. And
there you go. So you're just listening to this garbage, right? Yeah. So I thought, wait a second. If your mind doesn't sleep, and I suck at reading because I like drift off, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'll listen to audiobooks while I sleep. That's what I did. I did it for years. Yeah. Until things started to register. So I would get books on like things that like I talked about, like abandonment or guilt or people pleasing and these things. And I would get literature on books that I liked to study, like, oh, I might like this one, whatever. And then I would listen to it. And I listened to a lot of Esther Hicks, a lot of Napoleon Hill. Yes. I listened to this book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, which was awesome. It just taught you to take care of yourself first and don't feel bad about it.
Holy shit, man.
Because what they did is like in my life, and I don't know if it's a society, but I think sometimes, people try to make you feel bad for who you are because you have things. Mm-hmm. When really it's like, well, no, there could be a whole other reason why you're tripping the way you are. And so that guilt will hold you back. Yeah. And so that's what one of my problems was. And so then I would listen to these books, dude. And then I would go to meet like people on the street, like a relationship, meet a girl somewhere. Not it's totally unintentional, just like, oh, anywhere. I go, I'll meet this girl. And then start talking. I would see something about it that like I normally wouldn't catch before. Yeah. That I would fall for because, the way she looked or the way, this or that or the other. And I'd be like, And then I started to go, oh, this is starting to work. I'm actually starting to have like set boundaries for myself that I didn't have before. So that was my big problem. It wasn't so much like, you're my wife, whatever, stay home, cook and clean. I'm going to go tour the world. It wasn't like that.
Wow, the complete opposite.
Yeah, man. And so if you're too nice, some people might disagree, but in my life, I was too nice to where I think it sent a message that you're not strong enough to even take care of yourself. You're too busy trying to take care of me. And I think that's how we are as humans.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I'm even that with my kids. I got to set the boundaries with my kids because they'll walk all over me too.
You cannot be too nice. I mean, you can be too nice, but if you are too nice, people will take advantage of that.
And don't feel bad for taking care of yourself.
Not at all.
Selfish is
not at all.
Are you put on this earth to live someone else's life or yours?
Fuck no. You live your life, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I tell my sister this all the time because I used to be guilty of that. I used to be the type of person, and I'm a very nice person, and my friends and my family, I'll fucking die for them and give them the shirt off my back. But, I would have these friends around me and I would take care of everything, pay for everything, fucking do everything, right? Right. And I was always wondering, like, why these people would just take advantage of me and not give a shit about me and fucking flake and whatever, but then be around to be part of the fucking madness, right? And eventually I was like, fuck this, man. Like, this is not the type of person that I want to be. And so I learned how to set boundaries and I eliminated those people from my life. And so I talked to my sister about this, she's definitely, had her own issues and she's starting to learn. And you'll notice the world of difference. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship, your friends, whatever the fuck it is, you have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
And you have to, just like when you're flying in an airplane, what do they tell you? If fucking going down the mask, right? You have to put the mask on yourself first before you can put it on your kid, right?
Yep.
Why? Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of that person.
Exactly. And I think I couldn't agree more. And another thing I want to comment is that like the intimacy issues with me, I think is something that's deep rooted in the feeling of like that, look, I'm 53 years old, so I'm not trying to come in here and cry about my parents, okay? Like I'm a grown ass dude.
Yeah.
But the things that happen along the way, you have to challenge yourself to overcome these things because you fall into these habits. And for me to answer your question, well, why is it you've been single? It's like anymore is like happiness comes from within.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I'm so bored and don't know what to do with my life. I wish someone would just come and make me happy. It's like, there's a lot of people that think that way and that's your life. Cool. With me, I'm like, I know that it's too much pressure for me to try to make someone else happy all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not asking anyone to try to make me happy. And I just love the things that I do.
Yeah.
And it, it is what it is. Like, I don't really think that, that intimacy I'm learning to get better at. I have it with my kids, as being a father and caring for my kids. But as an intimate relationship with like, partner is just like, it just seems like it's just too heavy. And maybe it's because I've been married too many times.
Yeah.
And I've done the ceremony and I've done all this stuff and I bought all the houses and lost all the houses and all. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. Well, no, it makes
Sounds
so
like
much
I'm
sense.
bitter,
Man.
but I'm not.
No,
there's so
definitely.
many people.
It sounds like you're becoming more wise.
Fall in love and live your life. That's what makes you happy. Me, I need to be on the stage, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least right now.
No.
I never know.
Fuck yeah. So, talking about the stage, what is the creative process like? Because I always like, especially speaking to comedians and writers, musicians, doesn't matter. The creative process always fascinates me. So like when you have a joke in mind, do you like go home every day and write, or does it come from the top of the head? How does that work?
It just depends. I mean, that's why I think we have a phone, bro. You just get ideas for something and you spit a little idea and put it in your phone, type it in your phone, put it in your category. Things pop up in society. Okay, so with comedy, I'll get some more of this.
Yeah, go for it.
Laird, you're the man, bro.
Yeah, take the rest of it.
What's the flavor, bro?
I think it's just regular.
Damn, regulars.
Take the rest.
Regulars, rat. No, it's
Yeah.
Regulars, rat.
Regular. I'll look it up.
Rad,
I know it's got
regular.
like mushrooms in it and everything too. Fucking awesome.
Not like drugs.
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm joking.
That'd be awesome. Maybe for
Be
me,
my
not
first
for you.
time. Then I won't
Yes.
leave forever. Oh, where am I? No. So the writing process with like anything is just like, okay, speaking from a comedian, is like, it's the kind of comedian you are and develop your style. Some people tell stories. Some people are, bait and switch, these one-liners, bada boom, bada bang. You got the rules of three. You got different things and how your style can be. You could talk about current events. Current events is kind of like, in my opinion, not disposable comedy, but kind of comes and goes.
Yeah.
And what I've learned with my act is that I play off a lot of what I look like. It's not so much to get on stage and be like, oh, I'm the big bike rider guy and this and that. That eventually comes out because it's part of the set.
Yeah.
Because I like to tell a story, an injury story, something that people could relate to. Like, oh, that would, being the most challenging thing for comedian writing is to step in front of a group of people that do not know you and make them laugh to where they could relate with you.
Yes.
Yes. And so you could do that with your friends because you have a connection.
Yeah.
And sometimes friends will say things that really aren't funny, but you'll laugh because it's your friend. But that doesn't work in front of a group of people that don't know you. That's true. I went through all of that. Like, all right, that ain't the way to go.
Yeah.
Bomb. Woo, boom.
That's got to be such a crazy experience bombing.
Well, even but
you learn, I'm sure.
If you watch some of the pros, they bomb.
Fuck yeah, man.
And the way they bomb is they play it off and they say, oh, too soon.
Yes, of course.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Or here's the deal. Stand up straight. Smile. Laugh. How many comedians laugh? When they laugh, you laugh with them.
Yes.
You get a comedian up there that's got like, if you don't want, unless you're a character.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Dice Clay back in the day.
Hickory
He was a tough guy type of image. But not every comedian's like that.
No.
Like so it's like finding your way in your niche without, and still be creative. Like with me, with my comedy, I don't really talk too much about race and religion.
No.
I stay away from it because I feel like there's a lot of other things that sometimes those type of jokes could be cheap and easy, and people have heard them, and sometimes people relate to them.
Yeah.
But I talk about other things like life, what it's like to have tattoos, what it's like finding a job, kids, having kids, things that people still relate to, but in a different way.
Personal experiences.
Yeah, because that's just who I am as a person too, you know? Yeah. But as far as the writing is like concerned, is like, it just kind of hits you, bro. You know what I mean? Like anybody else, like you'll see something or something that happened on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll go in like, I don't know, you're going through Starbucks and there's like, I was thinking the other day, like, why is there a camera staring at me in the drive-through? You know what I mean?
It's so true.
And then they're like, "Hi, what's your name?" It's like, what? You know what I mean? It's creepy. It's like there's something there. Like, and then they always want to know your business. What are you doing today? It's like, dude, I just want a coffee.
Of course.
Like, what do you work for the feds? What's going on?
It's so true. Like, I understand why there's a camera up at the front, like at the menu and all that shit, but like, which is still weird because they could just have like a sensor thing. But like, okay, but then why do they have another camera?
Yeah, like you pull up and it's like there's a screen, there's a camera, and they could see you, and then they ask you your name, and then it's just like, I just want a black coffee, man.
Yeah, I know.
And then they're like, what are you doing this weekend? It's like, huh?
It's so true.
You're gonna rob me?
Fucking uncomfortable.
You know what? Well, I'll be gone at this time, at this day. I live here.
Yes.
I don't need to know nothing about you.
Fucking weird, man.
Right?
There's cameras everywhere now.
Think about that. What other job does that?
Yeah, I don't
Hi,
know.
what's your name? Where do you live? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, I just want a cheeseburger.
Imagine like.
So I'm just saying, like, just stupid thing. I mean, no, just like, and you don't know if things work. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, when you first start doing comedy, right? Most comedians go to open mics because most people are just stand in front of somebody to say something. Not everybody has had that experience. So I went into it going like, well, I've done that for years with TV and hosting events and competing and being, hosting TV shows. And stuff. I'm used to being, but I didn't know how to tell a joke like I did if it was like a friend, So then you do stuff in front of people. But then if you go to open mics too much over the course of time, you realize that open mics can be cliquey. This group goes to these open mics. This group goes to this open mic. Whatever, it's cool. This is the way it is. But a lot of times, the only people that's there is comedians. Yeah. So then, like, no one might not be laughing, and they're looking at their phone, and they just want to tell their bit. And so then it kind of can start to mess with your head and be like, "Am I even funny?" Like, and then like,
it's true.
It's like, and so then you got to reach a point where you're like, okay, I need to break out of these open mics and get to a point where you could perform like the pros. They get to go run through stuff in front of a paid audience. Yes. So that paid audience is like an open mic, because I've seen several of them do shows that not just the bit you see on Netflix.
No, hell no.
And they'll just be working on new material, and they're getting paid to work on new material like you would an open mic. But it's an audience that wants to laugh, not an audience that's of a group of comedians that want to go up. Yeah. So I'm not saying that open mics don't serve a purpose, but for me personally, I had to break apart from that because I felt like I wasn't growing. Yeah. And then I would just start to tell jokes on the street and to people, and just to kind of like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but do you feel that you, unlike some other people that are starting out in comedy that, weren't on MTV, hosting shows, cribs, all that shit, right? Yeah. You were, right? Right, yeah. So getting into those other opportunities might be a little bit easier for you compared to those people.
Yes and no, because, okay, so I did open mics. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't do an open mic again, but I was going like 2-3 times a week.
Which is important, right?
Right, but I've been doing comedy now for 5 years.
Fuck, that's
so
crazy.
It reaches a point where you're like, okay, I need to grow out of this.
Well, that makes sense.
Because I need to book gigs.
Yes.
Yeah. You meet some people that don't book gigs and they're still doing open mics for 10 plus years. Yeah. Okay, and they may just like to do it, and that's fine, but I've set goals for myself. So internally, you as a person have to set goals with what you're doing. Yeah. I can't do that for you. Yeah. Sometimes I book because of who I am, but sometimes I don't, because sometimes people will be like, bike rider can't be funny. I've had that problem in my band. Bike rider can't play music. Yes. So sometimes it helps, but sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. So it strives for you to have a product that can stand on its own. Yeah. Rather than relying on like my Xgames past.
Of course. Right. Of course. Yeah.
That's why I study comedy. Yeah. And you study it and you challenge it, and like, and you can adapt your style by going. And by all means, anyone listening, I'm not saying that open mics are bad or anyone that's there is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me personally, I like to grow. It kind of reminds me of like when I competed BMX, I did the local contest, and then I did this thing called the CSFA, which was like called Central States Freestyle Association. So it's like Midwest states.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I was killing it at that. I was like, I wanted to go where the big dogs were because I wanted to be in that area. I wanted to put myself in that environment. And I think it's the same thing. You want to start setting goals. You want to start reaching out. I go to comedy clubs and I ask all the time, can I get up? Can I get a gig? Can I be on your show? And by me doing my own show, I've been able now to meet a lot of big comics.
Yeah.
Like I had Sam Tripoli on a show. I had Dean Del Rey.
Fuck.
I had, who else did I have? I've done shows with Bill Burr.
Damn.
Not me personally, but I was on the bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tiffany
but
Haddish.
still,
That.
damn.
So you start to, and I don't know them.
No,
like
of course,
that.
but you're still.
But then I go to the Comedy Store because my buddy works there, and I hang out and meet other comics, and then so now I've just got this ball rolling with my show.
Yeah.
To where I'm serious about it. I'm not like saying like, oh, I'm a bike rider and my back kind of hurts, so I guess I'll start doing comedy.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. You know what I love about you, man, is that so many people, you know, as they start to get older, right? They make excuses in their life why they can't do this new thing that they've always wanted to do, right? I'm 40, I'm 50. I wanted to do such and such, right? But I'm just too fucking old, right? Not willing to take themselves out of their comfort zone. You were what, 48 years old when you fucking started comedy, 47 years old.
About, yeah, something
right?
like that. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're not letting any of that shit hold you back, right?
No, not at all. And I use this story all the time. I saw a documentary on Colonel Sanders years ago. I don't know if you're familiar with his story, but I might get the numbers wrong or the dates wrong, but roughly, basically, the guy started, I think he started KFC like I don't know what it was. He was like 1940 maybe.
He'll figure it out.
I think 1952.
That's when he started it?
Yeah, that's when it was founded, yeah.
1952?
Shit.
Okay, so then when was it when it actually hit?
What do you mean hit?
Like blew up?
No, not KFC as we know it, like as a franchise. When he first started making chicken,
Yeah.
okay, and it was like, he went like 30, 40 years with this, trying to make it with chicken, with different things. Like when he was retired at 65, he was taking his, what's it say?
Yeah, so Colonel Harlan Sanders began franchising his chicken business using his $105 monthly Social Security check.
Yeah, but up until that point, he had been trying to hustle
Well,
years.
shit, dude, he's got a Social Security check, so.
No, years before that. So like it was like 20 or something years before that. He was so he's a retired man, grandpa.
Yes.
Taking his Social Security check, taking his deep fryer in a Buick to diners, trying to franchise his chicken. Well, most people were like retired.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that always stuck with me as like this
Holy
dude never
shit.
gave up. Yeah, bro.
And then eventually it.
Yeah, but then what happened is he came up with the character. He
Yeah.
came up with all of that at his age, bro. Like it wasn't like he's just, in his 20s, but he did start. He was always trying to. He had a rough road of like trying to make things happen. He was like trying to invent something, and I think he started the chicken in like 1940 or something.
Holy crap! So
it was like 25 years he went before it landed.
Before he created his first store, is what you're saying? His
Yeah,
first
he's got this chicken recipe, and this is before McDonald's and all these people and these franchises are popping up. And he had this recipe with this chicken, and he started this company.
Yeah, here we go. So
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders officially started KFC when he turned 40 back in 1930.
That's right.
And then he bought
yeah.
a roadside motel in Kentucky and started serving his Southern style chicken there.
Right.
Holy
and then that bombed, and then he started, and it wasn't necessarily bomb, it didn't work out the way. And then it wasn't until he landed this franchise, it was like what?
Yeah, wait, so Colonel Sanders didn't perfect his unique blend up until 1939, so 9 years after he first started.
And then
Right.
52 is when he opened up his first store.
And that's when it first started, yeah.
His franchise.
Whoa, his franchise. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Did he write a book or someone wrote a book about it? How'd you?
I saw a documentary on it. And then what happened was
You look that up, Colonel Sanders documentary, because I want to watch that shit, dude. I absolutely love that. But
Yeah, no, yeah. And so like he went a long time, and then so what happened is he created this character to brand it. So then he knew about marketing and branding it, and so then he sold like KFC and got $1 million. He's probably some old country to give him $1 million, man. Back then it was like $1 million would live forever,
well,
right?
I mean,
and then a year later the company's worth like $300 million. So he thought that he could still sell chicken with his name. Like, you can't do that, dude. You sold this shit. So then he sued them, and they never said what he paid him out, but I'm sure they paid him out something.
Oh, no way.
Because they probably kind of preyed on him being country guy with not proper representation. That I don't know, but it could have been. Look at what happened to McDonald's.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, those guys got worked over. By that.
The founder. That's a great movie.
But at the same time, speaking of that, they got like $1.2 million that they wouldn't have got.
Correct.
As well. So I never learned that about McDonald's. Is they're more of a real estate company than a.
That's exactly it.
Because they own the properties.
They're the biggest real estate company in the world. Or in the U.S. Did you find the documentary?
Yeah, it's called A Finger Licking Good Story: The Life of Colonel Sanders.
There you go,
dude. That's good.
And I saw that on like local access, or not local, but like Discovery or some shit on tour years ago in the hotel. Just like channel surfing, and I was stuck. I was like, "What is this?" That was like years ago. So to me, I always say like, well, if you're breathing, you do it. And so, go for it. You know what I mean? And yeah, it has helped. I'm not going to lie to you. From bike riding to TV to acting to music to comedy, of course. But I don't think that's why people just give me what, roll out the red carpet. Well, no, you got to be good. No, bro.
That's exactly it.
If you're not good, then forget about it.
That's it. Right? Because you can fool someone maybe one time, maybe two times. But you can't continue to fucking fool people, right?
No, you can't.
No, and that's the beautiful thing about comedy, right? Is you're either good or you're not.
Bare bones, it's raw. And I figured if I created a show, I would meet comedians, and I could be able to bring them on my show, and be. Fat Mike did his first set on my show.
Shut the heck up!
At the Rainbow Show, Fat Mike did his first comedy set at my last Rainbow Show. He did like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And by the way, speaking of, do you know about the Punk Rock Museum?
No.
I'm going to hype it up right now. It's a museum in Vegas. It's got some investors in it, like Fletcher. Fat Mike's the one behind it.
Wait, is it open?
It's opening in, I think, what is this, March or something?
Will you pull that up? Punk Rock Museum, Las Vegas?
The punkrockmuseum.com. Dude, check this out. This is how cool this is. They're going to have everything punk rock in there, okay? And we're talking like from the beginning. See it?
March 10th, 2023. So
there you go.
Is that today? Yeah, today.
Oh, it opens today.
Shut the fuck up.
Today is the 10th. Well, it opened today. Wow, what a trip. Well, they're gonna have a big bash for everyone to come down because I'm going down there. When I linked up with Mike, okay, here's the story between me and Fat Mike. We've been friends. First time I met him was 1997, Warped Tour, Velodrome, and he was telling me, crowd of people stopped the music, and he was singing the song "Don't Call Me White." He's saying, "Don't ride that bike."
No way.
And I flip him off, and he stopped the set, and he goes, "Are we still cool, biker?" And I didn't know him, and I was like, "Yeah, we're cool." He's like, "Don't ride that bike, don't ride that bike." So all the years we were on Warped Tour, we knew each other, and we were friends. There's no beef, but we weren't really like close.
Yeah.
So then I knew that he moved down to the Valley. He lived there for a while, and I heard that he wanted to start doing comedy. So I interviewed those guys for Fox.
Okay.
I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a show I used to do. So I interviewed them at the Henry Fonda Theater for like a mainstream TV channel that they normally wouldn't do. So we were friends. Don't get me wrong, we were cool, but not like we're friends now. And so he wanted to do a comedy, and so I went over to his house, and we were going through a set, and he's really into comedy. He's really funny, and he's Fat Mike. He's got this dark sense of humor, and then he started telling me about how he's got the Punk Rock Museum's opening, and I had no idea. Like, what is this? And what's cool about it is they have so much stuff from like, I have not seen, obviously, all the stuff. I haven't been there. Yeah. But from what I've been told and the little bit that I've seen and heard, they have like so much, like, dude, so much stuff, like from the early bands to the recent bands. And what they're going to do is they're going to have tour guides. So like if you want to pay to go to the museum, your tour guide might be Fletcher from Pennywise.
No.
It might be, didn't you just have Smelly in here?
We did. Well, we actually went down to Long Beach, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. He might be your tour guide. Actually, I think he's doing some dates. Look on the website. Look on the website.
Will you pull that up on the screen?
Smelly's doing some. And then it could be like, so Fat Mike's like, look, I want you to be a tour guide.
Shut up.
So I'm doing 4 days, which will promote this right now, May 22nd to the 25th, right before Punk Rock Bowling.
Fuck. Hold on. We're going to get to Punk Rock Bowling, but I want to check this out.
Yeah.
All right. So, never mind the Bullocks. I just want to read that quick. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Punk Rock Museum. It's been 45 years since punk rock pogoed its way into music, fashion, film, and popular culture. March 10th, 2023, which is today.
Wow.
The Punk Rock Museum in Las Vegas opens its doors and proudly shoves in your face the history, culture, and absurdity of rock and roll's bastard stepchild. The museum invites lifelong fans and curious looky-loos of all ages to experience a hands-on, unique punk rock experience. Now, obviously, when you guys are listening to this, it will be a couple weeks past March 10th. And so, where is it? How can you find?
The Punk Rock Museum, dude.
No. It says like, where can you find like
now,
a like?
it's opening today, and I'm doing a podcast about it. Right.
Let's go! Punk Rock Museum opening today.
Yeah.
All right, that's so sick, man.
This podcast, back to your story. Follow this dude.
Let's go.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's it.
Look up.
Oh, here's the dude. Look at that.
Those are the tour guides.
Yeah, oh, like you said, yeah.
Fat Mike, Smelly.
Oh my.
Warren Fitzgerald. We got. I mean, there's a lot. Mike Roach from TSOL.
Fuck.
Monkey from the Addicts. It's gonna be sick.
Scroll down
bro.
a little bit more.
You're gonna see Rick Thorne right there.
Yeah, where?
Oh wait, no, wait, what? Oh, they haven't put my dates up yet.
Damn.
That's April. Mine's gonna be May 22nd.
May. So yeah.
May 22nd to the 25th. I'm gonna be a tour guide at the Punk Rock Museum. Show up, I'll be your guide, the ultimate guide. Ow!
Let's go, dude. That's incredible. Can you go to like another month? Go to the right. See if it. You can click right there. Oh no. Okay. So
yeah. No, because I'm in the process. I sent them my bio, and I sent them headshots. And I'm actually going to do a video. Well, maybe I'll send them that one. But it was me saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be your tour guide." Blah blah blah. And so then they're gonna make a flyer. This, that, the other. So you could go there and you could be like, hey, like I said, it's not just your ordinary tour guide. It's like someone that's actually a punk rocker, knows about punk rock, and could tell their own, as you, back to your story.
Dude.
Tell your stories of like, oh yeah, this is that's a guitar from Fletcher. Let me tell you about Fletcher. One time I did the Warped Tour, and it's the stories that we know that are positive and interesting to the people, rather than just like,
dude,
oh, here's this, and then no one knows about. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like, yeah.
Dude.
Hey, one time I pulled up to the Hollywood Tours. They do these tour guides in the hills. Check this. I can tell you this real quick. They pull up these tour guides in the hills, and I used to live in Beverly Hills forever. And they would always have these tour guides, and I would get on my nerves. And so I pulled up next to them one time. I said, "Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?" Like, "Hey," and like, "Hi," and like, "Who are you?" I goes, "Oh yeah, I'm Rick." And like, "Oh yeah, hey, so whose house is that there?" And the guy's like, "Oh, that's so and so." And they're like, I go, "Hey, just so you know, he's lying. I know so-and-so, and that's not his house." And like, it was awesome. And my point is that they're like these tour guides that are like, it's not a tour guide where it's like, okay, here's the manual.
Yeah.
Walk up to the first day and you say this about it. No. You got to study this. It's like people genuinely like lived it and are it and shaped it. And that's what's going to make it different and really cool.
That is going to be fucking huge.
I know.
Man.
I know. It's going to be awesome.
Huge. Like, I just can't believe that. I had no idea about it.
Well, here's the deal. Like, and I was telling you about with Mike, is me neither.
Yeah.
And what I learned with Fat Mike is, dude, that dude's he's so creative, bro.
Very much so.
He's got so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Musical and his bands and his tour. You heard about the new band called? I know I'm sound like I'm Mike's publicist or something. I'm not. But I'm just hyped on everything.
Yeah.
And he's included me in. That came out yesterday is the new Codependents.
Okay.
Video, and it's got DOC in it.
Damn.
Pull that up, dude.
All right.
Codependents. And so we did this music video.
Just type in Codependents Fat Mike, right?
Yeah.
I think that should work. YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull it up. Wow, that's incredible.
No, dude, wait till you see it. You know who DOC is?
Nope.
DOC was from NWA back in the day, and he had lost his voice.
No.
Yeah, bro.
I do know who you're talking about. Of course.
Let's see.
Codependents, Fat Mike.
That's episode number 5 right there.
Well, featuring DOC.
Fast ones. The very top.
The top one. Yeah, right there.
There you go.
Dude, shut the heck up.
Where's the volume?
No, our shit will get flagged if you keep the volume on.
Oh, okay. Keep going. Oh, well, okay. Keep going down.
Wait, are you in this?
Yeah, watch.
Oh,
you're in that video?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, just keep the audio off.
There you are. Watch. So they did 5 of these. Okay, I'm telling you, man, you got to look at their stuff. It's amazing.
There you are.
It's got Stacy in it from Back Hop,
Mike.
and Jen Pop. She's from there too, and like it's got the DOC and like man, it's really cool. But they did 5 episodes, and this is the last episode. But go a little bit more past. There he is. There's the DOC right there.
Dude, no way.
And then I come up like looking like all like I'm a juror. Like, what's up?
Holy
Ready?
shit.
What's up?
People listening were just watching Co-Defendants featuring the DOC.
Yeah. Anyways, you got to watch the video.
Yeah, definitely.
Scroll back a little bit, but yeah, we're the jurors.
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
Yeah. So it's cool. But anyways, check it out. It's really cool. And so just being included in all these things, and being a bike rider, and then getting into punk rock and meeting all these people and stuff, I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And so that's how me and Mike came around. The reason why I brought it up is because of the comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy brought us more closer as friends, and then it led to the museum and all this stuff. So just super grateful,
And so is he getting up a lot?
He did. He moved out of California. Second me and him started hanging out. He moved to Vegas.
Damn.
Because that's where the museum's at, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, I love the guy. He's
Dude,
cool.
that's sick. And so you said punk rock bowling.
Yeah, punk rock bowling. Do you know about punk rock bowling?
No, I do not.
No, okay. So punk rock bowling's been around forever, and it's the Stern brothers from Youth Brigade.
Okay.
Youth Brigade's like, the first time I found out about Youth Brigade was in this movie. Google this. What's your name again? Tyler. Right? Okay, Tyler. Can you Google Another State of Mind? Now, I fell asleep on my mom's couch, which you're not supposed to do. But I was watching TV, and I woke up in the middle of the night to take a piss, and this documentary was on TV, and it was about these guys that took a bus. There it is right there. Can you click on right over there, the documentary up at YouTube, right there. Yeah. And this documentary was on, okay? And this was on Night Flight, okay? And it was when punk rock was new, and it showed, just watch it play for a second. It showed these guys, that's Youth Brigade.
Damn.
The Stern brothers. And they were on tour, punk rock, in a school bus. And they stopped by, and Mike Ness is on tour with them. Social Distortion's on tour with them. And they stopped by. There's Mike Ness right there, young Mike Ness.
Holy shit,
and that's Dennis,
man.
And so I woke up in the middle of the night, and I saw this on TV, and I was glued to the TV screen, bro.
Dude.
And this is what got me solidified that that's what I wanted to be, was a punk rocker.
No
and
way.
Tour and be that life.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I brought that up is the Stern brothers, legendary band, Youth Brigade.
Yep.
They sung a song in Cinco, California, which is awesome. And they started punk rock bowling. Now, punk rock bowling is a big festival in Vegas. And what they do is they have their venue where they play with all their sponsors and stuff in the downtown area. And then they also have clubs the first week or the whole week where these bands play the clubs, and they're part of punk rock bowling. Does that make sense?
Dude.
And it's huge, bro. You should go. I think Rancid's on this year. Can you pull up
Punk Rock Bowling?
Punk Rock Bowling's got like Rancid, Suicidals this year. Dude, it's legit.
Dude,
it's legit, bro.
Punk Rock Bowling.
So the deal is when I'm at the Punk Rock Museum the week before, the idea is people that are in town, come check it out. Come check out the museum.
Dude.
So this year they got Rancid, Bad Religion, Dropkicks, Interrupters. Your hat, Suicidal.
Yep. Me first, Gimme's Fishbone, Agnostic Front, Fear, Casualty, Slackers, Exploited, Face to Face.
Hepcat.
Dude, no fucking way.
I mean, like, and so what it is that from those 26th to the 29th, it's in downtown Vegas. And then those bands also play, not those specific bands, but maybe like, you're going to play at this club. Like, we'll have like, I don't know what bands, Strung Out and this band will play this club this night.
Yeah.
But they're also playing the event. So they're going to play this here. And so they got all the clubs surrounding have things going on too.
Wow.
But not during the same time as the actual festival.
Yeah, definitely. Damn, that's fucking brilliant.
It's dope.
And
so with the Punk Rock Museum and the Punk Rock Bowling being in Vegas is like the new punk spot.
Yeah, I mean, massive. Yeah, I mean,
Once We Were Dead festival's going to be
when
there
we were
too.
young.
Or when we were,
dude.
What did I say?
Once We Were Dead, dude. It's
Once We Were
bro.
Dead. That's a new one. Don't steal my idea. Once We Were Dead. Yeah.
Fucking maybe
it's
30
all
years from now.
Deadhead bands, dude.
No, dude, talking about When We Were Young festival, when that fucking lineup for this year came out, I oh my fucking God. So I got on, tried to get tickets, and fucking couldn't get them, right? I was on the site, dude. And then we put our credit card information.
It sold out instantly.
Instantly. But then they opened up a second day.
Oh, wow.
And since my credit card information was in there, going.
Oh, sick.
Fucking going.
Man, I'm going to go too, dude. I hope they have a ramp there. I'm going to ride there.
Dude, that would be sick.
The first one they did, I think they had like a little mini ramp there or something.
Bro, the lineup and everything reminds me of Warped Tour.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
better.
It's
I don't know. It's good.
It's Warped Tour 100%.
It's Warped Tour all the way, man.
Yeah.
All the fucking way, man.
Yeah, totally.
Man.
But an era of Warped Tour, because Warped Tour had different eras to it. Like some of those bands were timeless on there.
Yeah.
But then some would be like sign of the times for those couple
Of course.
years, you know?
Of course.
Yeah, different kind of vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, you know, you got your Rancid, Pennywise, NoFX were like those were
fucking
like,
staple, man.
yeah, those were like
The fucking staple.
yeah,
dude.
exactly.
I mean, seriously, dude, that was like why I fucking went, man. It was
So
some
good.
Of some of the greatest experience. Just every fucking summer going to Warped Tour. I mean, it was awesome. I remember the last one fucking going to it as well. But yeah, it is.
I was gonna tell you what happened to me after that. Did I come in after that?
No.
Last Warped Tour? Yeah, I did. When was the last time I was here? 2020?
Yeah.
Last Warped Tour, I fell in my lung and all that.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Last Warped Tour was just 2 weekends.
Yeah.
East Coast, and I fell in.
You didn't tell me the story, but I know.
Dude, I fell, bro. I got knocked out, and I was like, where am I, you know? And I was like, man, my chest hurts. I felt like I broke a rib, and everyone's like, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. I'm like, nah. I'm cool. I'm gonna chill out all night. You know, I think I just broke a rib. Slept sitting up. The next day, I was so out of it, and they all went to Warped Tour. I couldn't ride, and this happened on Saturday. Okay, wow. So Sunday I get an Uber to Warped Tour. I'm walking. I still can't move very well, and I had stayed up pretty much. We stayed up a while. The Friday or the Saturday that it happened, I stayed up like, you know, all night pretty much, just trying to walk it off. And at the time I was vaping. I don't vape anymore. And I was like, whatever. And so I got to the point where I saw Kevin Lyman that owns Warped Tour. Mm-hmm. I said, Kevin, man, I fell. He said, you should go to the doctor. I said, I just think rib hurts. But then I had a hard time walking, breathing. And I was like, can you slow down? Because I was asking him if maybe we could find a medic, just to give me some medicine, just so I could tie me over to get home for Monday. So this is Sunday. And he's like, dude, you need to go to the doctor. And so Steve Van Doren from Vans Shoes, and Kevin both said, you're going to the hospital. So they took me to the hospital. I got in an ambulance. Oh, no. He drove me to the first one. And the hospital's like, we can't help you here. You have a serious condition. I was like, what do you mean? I think I just broke a rib or something. They're like, no, you're going to this other hospital. I was like, huh? So they put me in an ambulance. They drove me to another hospital. And this was up in San Jose area, Santa Clara, whatever. And right when I get to the other hospital, it's like the movie. You ever see a movie where like, it comes in, they fly open the doors, and there's like 8 people there, like, get him the IV, hurry up,
get him
man down. Yeah. And that's what they were doing. I was like, oh, whoa, wait, what's going on? No one told me like, what? I just broke a rib. I'm thinking the whole time. And dude, they like give me medicine. They're like, we got to have surgery right away. I was like, what? And they're like, I go, what happened? And you remember seeing the movie Old School where he got the dart in his neck?
Of course.
He's like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
They go, I go, what's the problem? They go, you have blood in your lungs. And I go, what? And turns out I broke 7 ribs. I broke my clavicle, my T2 vertebrae was fractured. And what had happened was an artery in my lung went out, and I had 2 liters of blood in my right lung. Now you only have 4 to 5 liters of blood in your body, max.
Dude.
Half of my blood, my lung was filling up. If I would have got on that plane, my big plan, I would have died.
It would have exploded.
So they gave me a chest tube. I was up there for 12 days, and it was just like draining. Like I was like, fuck, I want to go home. Hospitals are miserable.
Yes, they are.
The food sucks. They got you watch TV. It's like Jerry Springer, cops, and a sitcom.
Judge Judy.
Or not a sitcom. Judge Judy, or like a soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt Jerry.
Good old days.
I'm eating this shit food. I'm like, I want to get the fuck out of here. And they said, hey, dude, you got like you got liquid in the back of your lung, and we don't know what it is. And so, like I said, I'd been vaping, and I said, hey, man, like, could that be from vaping? I'm like, well, we're not going to say yes or no. We don't know. I said, because I heard like popcorn lung. I don't know if that's like a rumor or what. And they said, well, it's not blood, and we don't know what it is, and you're too young to have liquid in your lungs. Because that's how some people unfortunately die.
Yeah. Is
they get too much liquid in their lungs, and they were like older people, right?
Yes.
And so I was like, what the hell? And then I started doing this research about vaping and how like I'm not here to preach. I'm just telling you, like, you know, weaken blood vessels and arteries and shit. And I thought, man, as much as I've been through in my life, and everyone that I've known, no one's fell and their arteries gave out in their lung.
Yeah. And
I quit right there. Cold turkey.
Good for you, brother.
Well, we're like cold turkey. I was like, dude, this or die.
100%.
You know? So I quit. So that was my last Warped Tour.
But do you know?
Well, not with a bang, bro.
Well, that was the last Warped Tour. Right?
Man, and you know what, dude? Those fools charged me $300,000 almost, and I didn't have health insurance.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, that was like, I have it now, but I didn't have health insurance for like 9 years because I was just like, I don't know. I know it sounds ridiculous,
It
but
does.
it's expensive being a bike rider and having 2 kids on your own and taking care of them. And I was just like, nah, I'll be all right. I'm tough. I'll handle it.
$300,000 expensive.
I know. Well, we worked out a deal.
Yeah, I was in the
Where
hospital.
I changed my name and moved.
Dude, fuck that shit, man. Yeah, I was in the hospital.
Am I talking too much?
No.
Okay.
What did you mean? You're on a fucking podcast, man.
I always get that complex.
Imagine if we were on a podcast and you weren't talking.
Yep.
That would be the worst podcast in the fucking world.
So how long you been playing music? Yep. Years. How many years? A while.
Bro, don't even come on the show, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
So that was my last Warped Tour.
Fucking hell. But wasn't that the last Warped Tour?
Yeah, but for now, I mean, I can't speak for the tour. I don't know what they're doing, but who knows? They may come back. I mean, like look at every band.
Dude.
I mean, how many times is Kiss going to come back?
I know.
Jesus.
Well, look at NOFX, right?
Yeah. I have a theory about that, and some fans probably get mad at me, but
Let's hear it.
they get frustrated. They don't want to. Look, I've been there. You get frustrated. You don't want to do it. Your band members, you're over it. You're like, things happen in life. Your relationship might not be going. I don't know what it could be. It could be anything. You neglect your kids. Who knows? I don't freaking know. But these things happen, and you say, "I'm done. I don't want any more. I want a new life." And then you go get that new life, and then you realize, I really love playing music.
Yeah.
And we can make money doing this, and we can make a lot more coming back, and they come back, and they come back, and they come back, and they come back. And I say that from experience that in 1992, I was busting tables at the Olive Garden. I was paying my own way to contest. I had surgery on my ankle. I had surgery on my knee. I had on both knees. I had ACL shits and cartilage in the other. I had a knot in my hip removed. Okay. I had stitches in my chin. I tore my urethra. I had surgery on my shoulder. I have a scar from here to here. All that in a year. I was paying my way to contests. I wasn't making any money. Everything was out of pocket, and I was cleaning tables. And I was living in my mom's basement. Okay. And that's 3 years before Xgames, so 1992.
Yeah.
But I love riding, and I quit. I said, I'm done. Quit. I need to do something in my life. What am I doing? I ain't making any money. I love riding, but dude, all these injuries, I have stacks and stacks of hospital bills. I live in my mom's basement. I ride my bike to work. This is real shit. Not poor me, but that's what I chose. And about 6 months went by, and I just stopped dead in my tracks at the Olive Garden. I was like, wait a second. I stopped doing what I love for this. I went back to riding, and I never stopped since. So my thing is, these bands, they say, oh, we're going to quit. Yeah, they probably love to do it because you get bored. You're used to a lifestyle where you're always going and you're always changing. It's always moving. And then you're like, home. And yeah, you may have money in this, but it's like, right?
Yeah.
Or some bands rip through all their money and like, yo, bro, I like to keep my house in the Bahamas.
Yes.
I want to keep mine in Brazil. Let's get the band back together. Yeah, but you don't like so-and-so in the band. It's okay. We'll get separate tour buses. We're going to make millions.
No, but it's
true, though.
It is true. But
you're going to retire and shut up.
Well,
don't come out of retirement 8 times.
Eric from NOFX doesn't want to. But
of course not.
But he's saying, Mike's just it's just a lot. It's just a lot in the body. A lot,
Yeah.
Can be hard. I get it.
Look at Ozzy.
Fuck, dude.
But I mean, I don't know Ozzy. I love Ozzy, but he's lived it. And it's hard to let things go.
Yeah.
I think about that. Think about it what you do or anyone listening, like what you'd love to do. Like, oh, I don't want to let this go.
Of course.
It's not fun, but if your body physically can't take it, I get it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I joke.
But you can do less of it, right? Like you don't need to fucking do so this is what I was telling Eric.
It's like,
well, I get that too. It's, I don't know. I have a D-bad mentality. Don't be a bitch. Just fucking push through it, right?
Me too. I'm like, if you're a lifer, you're a lifer.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
I don't think that, but who knows what's going on in people's personal lives or how they feel on the inside. And if they're not feeling it, then, I've been there on the road and I went through the motions. So, dude, imagine doing 24 show days straight, 4 shows a day. And you're making $100 a day.
Yeah.
Bro, you're making $2,400 to do 100 shows. And you're going through the motions. You get to the point where you're like, can, look back, X. You start to feel robotic.
Yeah.
You're just going through the motions. And then that's when you my suggestion to anybody that's doing something that they'll do something different just for like a week, or change up your set, or change up how you set up your drums, or change up, wear a different hat, something, change it up so it doesn't feel like it's this repetitious thing. Because for me, I'm like you, I'm a lifer. I don't need no time. My life is short. Yours is short. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's
if
exactly
I love to
it.
do something, I'm gonna do it. And that's why I got into comedy.
That's exactly
So
it.
I could keep doing shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're fucking seeing it through, man.
Yeah,
like
bro.
you're fucking seeing it through.
You got to.
That's why I respect the shit out of you, man. It's just like you don't let these things hold you back. And I think so many people live their lives in these like little like neat boxes and are just so afraid to step out of their comfort zone. And then you meet someone like yourself who's just like, I will fucking throw everything I got at it.
That's all you got.
Yeah, it is.
I think I learned that through riding. It's just like a story I told you. I wasn't making no money. I was, in mid-20s, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what am I doing? Just, I love this.
How did things start to change?
Xgames.
That changed a lot for a lot of people, didn't
I mean, we were doing shows. Like, I was doing shows with Matt Hoffman, Dennis McCoy, Dave Mirra. We would do state fair shows. Yeah. Okay, so, but that isn't enough to pay all your bills and shit. Like, you'd go away for a week worth of shows and maybe make $500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, what was weird about that is the day you would announce you got 50, the day you hosted you got 100, or rode you got 100. So me and Dennis, we were good at hosting. The other guys weren't. So they would always rotate us.
Yeah.
So we would make 150 every 2 days when someone else made 200.
That's crazy,
So it's like,
man.
dude. So X Games changed it.
How?
Notoriety, people interested, sponsors. You could feel something was in the air with it. You could just feel it. Like, because first was hip hop. Back in the day, it was hip hop, punk rock, skating, biking, all that shit was underground.
Yes.
And so the first ones to dabble in the mainstream was the music, the Clash, you know what I mean? And the Ramones, and then Run DMC on MTV. This is like early. And then as it started to build momentum, it's like, okay, so what's attached with this is our sport was so attached to music and those genres of music. So then we're like, okay, so then the eyes started to come on us. And when that happened, I landed a hosting gig for ESPN. I did a show with them for 5 years. I did multiple shows with them, which led to, actually the first hosting gig I got was with MTV in 97. So imagine 95 first X Games. And we all won like this remote control car. Okay. And I returned mine to Target and got $80.
Shut the fuck up.
To pay my utility bill. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know.
Will you pull that up? Remote control car. Was that the award? Or?
No, it probably isn't on there. That was just like,
okay.
That was
Sorry,
something that was a sponsor, and they gave.
Oh, okay.
Like they'd give you like, here's your shirt, here's your hat.
I thought that was like
there's some energy bars, this, that, whatever they gave you, and all you guys are gonna get this, whatever place you get a remote control car. I was like, I don't want this shit. I returned it, and so from there to 97. I got divorced, moved from St. Louis, moved to California, and MTV's like, hey, we want you to host this thing called MTV Sports Music Festival. And then ESPN saw me do that, which led to ESPN gig for a while. So it was the television coverage that made it go into like what it became. There was an interest, because before we were a nuisance, right? Yeah. We were like, what are you guys doing? We want to fight you. You guys are dumb. You're building ramps, jumping your bikes, grow up, get a life, blah, blah, to like, oh, can I have your autograph? So there was a weird shift. But I knew that. I felt it, and I'd been riding so long that I was like, dude, I'm jumping on this.
Yes.
Because I love to ride. So yeah, that's what changed it, man.
100%. Isn't that crazy? Because what it reminds me of is kids playing video games now, right? Because like, although two different fucking things, one's like punk rock and all that shit, but like, when you're growing up riding bikes, like you couldn't turn this into a career. You couldn't turn this into a fucking job. And then you're part of the first wave that's like, whoa, we actually fucking can.
We did. Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah. And check this out, dude. When I grew up in the 80s, my best friend, Dennis McCoy, became the #1 pro in the world in 85. We were from the Midwest. He was the first paid sponsored rider out of California. So up until that point, everything was California.
Yeah.
Everything, all the riders. And so they would have these contests at like Pipeline and Del Mar, and they would show these like a group of people at the skate park ripping the legends like Mike Dominguez, Eddie Fiola, Brian Blyther. These are the dudes that were on my wall.
Yes.
Okay. Sponsored, and that's what I dreamed of. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna live that life, be in California. So when I saw this shit happen to my best friend, I lived through him in a sense.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, but like, damn, you
was your best friend.
You drove your car from Missouri to Venice, beat all the pros, and now you're like sponsored, making money as a bike rider. Dude, this is sick.
Yeah.
And so that inspired me to like, you know, want to do that. And when I look back on those like photos I see of like the early 80 contests, there really wasn't a lot of people there. Wow. Half of the people in the crowd were the riders in the industry, and you're only looking at like 50 people.
It's like an open mic.
But as a kid, you're like, this is a big deal. Oh my God. Yeah. So those guys, I owe all the credit to those guys because they were before me.
Yeah.
I wanted that lifestyle. And to see my best friend get that, I guess the perks, but the sponsorship being
notoriety
right down the street from me, I was like, bro, anything's possible. So that was a blessing to be friends with him.
Yes.
And we are still best friends, but he's an OG, Dennis McCoy. He's an OG. And so just seeing that happen to him. And so when these opportunities started to come, he educated me in a lot of ways, like with business and with like things and stuff without really setting me down, with just being friends.
Yeah.
Like, how that happened? Oh, that's cool. And then you pick up on what you want, you know?
Yeah.
And you can apply it to your own life. So it's a blessing to be, so I don't owe it. I did it all myself.
Of course you did. I mean, you got yourself out here.
No, that I did, but I'm just saying like, I wanted it too.
Yeah.
So I put myself in those situations, you know?
You know, I say this all the time. It's like, you know, throughout your life, right, you'll meet 3 people that can help you take you to the next level, but most people won't even act on one of them, right? So, you know, your neighbor essentially, right, made it all the way out here, fucking blowing up, like McCoy, fucking huge, right? But if you didn't get yourself out here, if you didn't get yourself into these situations and you know, I hate saying like leverage that friendship, but that's what you did, and not in like a negative way, then you wouldn't be here today, and you wouldn't have had all those experiences. You wouldn't have got that show, right?
Exactly. So you gotta put there's a book. Well, she talks a lot about it, Esther Hicks, but she has a book. I think it's called The Pursuit of Happiness.
What's the author's name again?
Esther Hicks.
It's called the Law of Attraction. The Pursuit of Health, Wealth, and Happiness. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of books.
Can you pull it on the screen? I'll tell you which one I'm talking about. This one helped me out a lot.
It like changed everything for you?
Yeah, because you learn like in life, like, and since this is going to work perfect with your title. Okay, no, I'll look it up on my phone. But she talks about the law of attraction.
Money and the law of attraction.
Where?
Right up there. Go up to the top. Right there. 2008.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Okay, and the Pursuit of Health, Wealth, and Happiness. Now, what she does is she channels a lot of people through a spirit, like Abraham Hicks or whatever. And so, like, she talks about telling a new story. And speaking of, back to story. Because I found myself telling the same story. Like, oh, she did this, and then did this, and did. And so then your subconscious mind goes, okay, I'll give you this, 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 and this. And nothing changes. You're still manifesting it.
Yes.
It's learning how to tell yourself a new story of what you want. And I still have to practice this.
Yes.
But if you put something out of the universe, the attraction, you know, and I tested this shit. I said, okay, let me test my subconscious mind. At the time when I was going really heavy into that book, I said, I'm going to buy a Jeep because I was looking to buy a new car. I want to buy a Jeep. And then the only thing I saw on the street was Jeeps.
Isn't that crazy?
It's your subconscious mind.
Of course it is.
Because in your mind, you're like, you want a Jeep. So it's like, well, why can't you do that with positive things?
Yeah.
Why is it so easy to go into the negative road?
Yeah. It's so easy though.
Why is it so easy for people? Like, why, even me at times, like, why is it so easy? Is it hard to be like, dude, I'm gonna give $1 million. I'm gonna get $10 million.
Yes.
And there's always someone going, well, you know, money won't make you happy. Yeah,
to a point, it will though.
But the deal is, I know what it takes to make myself happy.
Of course,
to get $10 million, I'd be stoked. What are you talking about?
Well, when people
you're just saying that because you're not going to get it.
Of course, and like, listen, money is not going to buy you happiness. But if you have enough money to be able to cover your bills and take care of all your necessities and do nice things, if you don't have to worry about money, not like fucking $100 million. No, but if you have enough money to cover all of your needs and things that you want to do in life,
are you kidding me?
The weight of having to worry where your next meal is going to come from or how to pay fucking rent, when that is gone, you're going to be happier.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Absolutely. Now, they've done the studies. Now, once you get to that level, right, is there a difference from, you know, someone making, let's say, 150 grand a year compared to, you know, $2-3 million a year? That level of, no, it's not. But once you have enough to cover all of those things and do nice things, yes, you are a happier person.
And if you're a person that already does things, like, you found something like, I found bike riding, let's say, that makes me happy and gives me that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, the money's just the icing on the cake because I still would be out riding.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I rode all these years to make $10 million. Now I don't have to ride anymore. It's like, no. I'm going to ride more. I'm going to build a cool ass ramp with this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, so, and everybody's going to say something. And that's something else though, is people's, and my own and everyone else, is, attachment to money. And if you have a negative attachment, your subconscious mind hears that and it's going to give you a negative vibe towards things, which doesn't allow you to earn what you want to earn or make what you want to make or do what you want to do. So it's really simple, but it as humans, I think we complicate the process of like, including myself at times of like, well, it's my band, Good Guys in Black, I talk about positive stuff. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have called it Horrible Guys in Black. I talk about negative things, and I would be touring more or something,
Yeah.
People are like, oh yeah, I did. Negative Guys in Black, yeah.
Well,
so, F the world.
But like, I mean,
that's our first song. F the world. F
Really?
the world. No, it's do
oh,
it.
that'd be a fucking good
Negative Guys in Black. F the world. It'd be a good song. F the world. See, it worked with you.
See?
F the world.
Yeah, but I guess some of the songs that I do like are musicians that talk about their deep dark struggles. And,
No, I know.
That's the shit that hits me the most.
Me
right?
too. Yeah.
Right.
Not to like, don't worry, be happy.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, turn it
It's
off.
like shut that fucking no. I don't know. I like music that makes me think and feel a certain way.
Yeah,
right.
suicidal tendencies.
100%. Right. So it's
that
just,
song alone's dope.
right. So I don't know, man.
You can't bring me down.
Like, I think in life, you have to be able to, put shit out there, but you have to do the steps to get there as well.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Cause that book that I was talking about it with our guest the other day, it was like The Secret, right?
Yeah,
You've heard
it's the
that
same
book.
thing. The attraction, law of attraction.
But like you can dream and wish all you want, but if you don't do the steps to get there, like it's not going to fucking happen, man.
No.
But the thing is, like when people
You have to
read
apply
that,
yourself,
of course.
so,
But
yeah.
when people read that book, there's a lot of people like, I'm just gonna fucking dream this into existence. It's like, yes, but you have to do all the steps to get there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You got to put in the work at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just the way I've learned to try to speak or definitely speak differently about things. Like here's an example. I'll say I don't want to do that. I say things like, I'd rather not do that. And it sends a different message to your brain. Or I'm broke. Nah, I can't afford it. I'm broke. Come on, let's go. Or like, nah, I'd rather spend my money on something else.
Yeah.
So it still sends a message to your brain that's not negative because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between hot, cold, rich, poor, high, low. It does not know the difference.
No.
Only what you think and say. And that's what steers you down the road. And a lot of people say, like I said, I've heard people say before, like, yeah, well, it's because of, you're sponsored and you just, do you realize what it takes to be sponsored? Getting sponsored is one thing, keeping it's another.
Yeah.
Kidding me? Keeping it's more pressure than not having it because you have to, there's an expectation now. You have to live up to this. You have to produce. You have to keep advancing. You can't, you know what I mean? It's like a whole nother world.
Yeah. Yeah.
The journey in life is like, enjoy the ride, and especially if it's like a goal for a job or a profession or whatever, because the ride along is one thing. Like I said before, maintaining is another, and they're two separate things. And when you make it in anything, you got to deal with people's pressure, the shit talking, the jealousy, who's real, who's not real. A lot of things that I've dealt with in my life that I've had to challenge, that's challenged me. And so nothing that I had to deal with when I supposedly had nothing. But dude, when I got divorced, hold on, let me check my time real quick. Taking my son to football practice too.
Yeah. What time?
We got to go to Palmdale, so I got to leave here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna start right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When I got divorced, the third time. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
That's okay. Laugh all you want. The house, I had to let go of the house.
Yeah.
Everything. Okay. And I went to, like, I was barely making it. So I moved in a little apartment with 2 cats, 2 kids, and 2 dogs, a cat, 2 kids. And I've had my kids more this time. There's times I've had my kids 100%. And I remember I've never said this on a podcast, and so I'm just going to say it. is that there was a time where I was like, hey, do I have kids again this weekend? And she's like, yeah. And I would never, like my dad left. So I would always say, okay, bring it. Let's go. No one gets left behind. And I remember one time I looked at my checking account and I had 70 cents, bro. Wow. I'm not making it up. I'm like, God damn, what are we going to do? And I looked in the fridge. All right, we got enough lettuce. And, you know what I mean? And now, luckily that happened when my kids were young because they would get away with like a bike ride or playing with the balloon or whatever. But then I go on the street and people are like, dude, you're so sick. What's that, bro? And people think like I'm rich. I'm like, bro, I have 70 cents in my account, bro. Like I'm trying to rebuild my life. I got everything taken away from me. I'm trying to start over. And I kept my head held high and rebuilt myself, you know? And that's when I learned these books we're talking about. And I had to tell myself right now, this is an old story because even telling the story right now, my subconscious mind doesn't know.
Yeah.
I had to tell it, this is an old story. And that's why I had to reprogram my brain and reprogram to start over. And how am I going to do this and still be able to do what I love to do, not stop riding and raise 2 kids solo. And I've done it. And I found a way to do it. So my point is, and like we said earlier, if there's a will, there's a way. And if there's something you want to do, you can do it. You just got to put in the fucking work, you know?
Yeah.
Got to put in the work.
And you continue to put in the work, man.
Well, yeah, but you do too. We all do. You know, you got your podcast, you're doing your thing. You're like, you didn't stop. You had a bump in the road. You're like, okay, well, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. It's 'cause this guy's ain't the vibe. You get a new vibe.
Yes.
You figure it out.
You have to.
And that's any person's success is that way.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill said it best. He says, you know, if you get derailed or whatever, stay on your path, but under direct inspiration, stay on your path. Meaning that like, it might not work out, but keep your inspiration, keep your motivation. That didn't work, but this might to get to where I need to go. Yeah. Not like just, you know, I got a flat tire. I'm just going to sit here and maybe someone will fix it.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fix that shit, get back on the road. You know what I mean?
That's the only way to do it, man. You have to continue to push forward, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't, life is going to throw what it's going to throw at you. And if you allow it to fucking suck you down and bring you down, just like in that situation with the 70 cents, I mean, dude, that's fucking scary.
Bro, it was gnarly. I do remember one time, this is funny actually. Well, not funny, but it's funny to talk about now. My daughter was Girl Scouts and we had to sell these damn cookies. And like, if you don't sell them, you know, like the troop gets $1 and then they go on the big camping trip. But I was like, I had all these boxes to sell. And so I would go around the neighborhood with selling them. Had knocking on doors and shit. And they're like, hey, you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies? My kids are standing right there like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And I remember one time I was like, okay, I sold these cookies and I had this money, but I didn't have any money. But I knew I was getting paid in like a week or so. Yeah. So I spent the Girl Scout money on groceries to repay it. I kept blowing it off. Yeah, I'll get it to you next week. And then, oh, my bad. And I get it. That's how times are tough.
Yeah.
You know, living out here. But I didn't want to give up on my dream.
Yes.
Of moving to California and living the life that I dreamed of and taking care of children with that, you know, because I have no family out here or nothing. And yeah, but Girl Scouts is, I mean, all I could say is this. There's $6 a box.
Yes.
Cost $1 to make. The troop gets $1. Where's the other $4 go?
It's fucking crazy, man.
I don't buy them anymore.
No.
I'm
Fuck,
just
they
saying,
sucker me in every time. But now
okay,
that I know,
I ain't gonna lie. I just bought 3 boxes.
Rick Thorne, you are a fucking legend, man. You're a legend, and I appreciate you so much for coming on the show.
Do you have any Girl Scout cookies?
I actually do have a few in the
They're
freezer.
good, dude.
They're so fucking good.
I love you, though.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank
cheers.
You.
Thank you.
That's a wrap, brother. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful night, day, whenever it is. Have a good one.
Peace.